Hey everybody, this is Cody from Conductor here. We've got a webinar today on coupon sales incentives. Oh my. We won't cover any yellow brick roads today, so if you're looking forward to that, I'm sorry. But what we will be talking about is leveraging incentives to improve your SEO and your customer acquisition. So by way of introduction, my name is Cody Galt. I work here at Conductor. I am a digital strategist, so I do a lot of I've done a lot of SEO, technical SEO, content, things of that nature. Been in the business for a while now, and still enjoy it just as much today as I did way back when, whatever that is. I kind of forget the year. It kind of all goes together. Today, I also have Scott with me, so I'm going to go ahead and let Scott introduce himself right now.
Hi everyone, this is Scott Borer. I'm the founder and CEO of Thrive Commerce. Thrive is a little under 4 years old, and we've developed an intelligent promotion solution, and SEO is at the heart of what we do. So we're excited to be here, and thanks to Conductor for organizing, and happy to jump in.
Awesome. Alrighty, well, we're going to start off with just a quick couple of polls for all of you listeners. Going through what your role is. When you're doing stuff like this, we've got people who are in SEO, you've got general content people, maybe you're on page search as you see here, and maybe you're just a digital marketer and you're handling acquisition. So while we have this poll on up, just go ahead and what your role is, and we're going to dive right in from there. So the next question that we got coming up is, one more second as that poll goes on. Are incentives part of your acquisition and or retention strategy? So that's the big question that we have today, what we're covering. So as we get into it, what are your thoughts today? What's going through your heads? Are you guys actually doing this right now? Are you not? Is it something that you did in the past but it kind of went by the wayside? Or is it something that now you heard a little bit about it, you've seen the value that's out there, and that you want to jump on into it? So yeah, go ahead and fill that one right on out. All right, we have some answers. Oh, we got a good amount of people doing yes, so that is excellent. Too often I see where just there's stuff left on the table, right? And you want to gain as much as you can. And then a few of you guys who did it in the past but no longer, so maybe at the time it wasn't lucrative, but hopefully today as we go through we can share some strategies, things like that, get the creative juices running, and put it back in the forefront. So with that being said, we're going to jump into kind of what the lay of the land is. So as we kind of talk about that, we got another question up there, really help us dial into what you guys are interested in. So these days, coupons and promotions, they're a big deal, right? If you're shopping, you're looking for things. Recently I was in the market for a backpack, and so I was looking around, did a lot of research, and finally, all right, well, I want to go and get something, so let me get a coupon. Let me save myself some money. Things are expensive, so looked around, found something, matched what I wanted, pulled the trigger. So for me, on that user side of things, right, I had a good experience. Got something, got a great backpack, love it. But it just shows that coupons and promotions, they're valid, and they're something that you really want to dive into. So going from there, we got some answers here. So as you guys can see, there's some good stuff here. We got a good mix. Yes, no, we have everything right here. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into things. So we've got a few details here for you to kind of put the lay of the land, as we said, and show you what the value is here. So seeing here, you've got 97% of shoppers who are looking for deals when they buy. Our clients, Conductor, they know this. This is something that they focus on. They know that their current customers and potential customers, they're looking for these deals, right? So with that being said, 3/4 of Americans, and that's, again, that's just Americans here, right? If you're international, you've got a whole other slew out there. offers are a top factor when deciding where and what to buy online. So if it's such a top factor, right, that's something that we really want to focus on. We want a good experience. And then for our last little stat here, concerning just numbers and stuff in general, 2/3 of consumers have made a purchase they weren't originally planning to make solely based on finding a coupon or a discount. Personally, I have done that exact same thing. Hey, if you can save $60 on a high-ticket item, yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger. May not have if it wasn't there previously, but hey, I saw that coupon. So Scott, what are these last two stats? I know you've got some details here. You see some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. These last two stats are sort of near and dear to our hearts and our clients as well, because especially, for most of the brands out there, the coupon affiliates are generally ranking. So we'll actually go through on the next slide some different examples of coupon affiliates, but these are the Retail Me Nots of the world that have these massive, online coupon communities with users. They generally rank, if you do a search for 100 or 200 different brands, they're usually in the top 3, or filling out the complete top 3 in a lot of cases for the different coupon keywords for those brands, which then means that the brands themselves are generally somewhere between 4th and 7th on average. So there's clearly, sort of an industry being made by these coupon affiliates around SEO, and there's a lot of, like you said, low-hanging fruit that's sort of on the table to go after from the brand's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Just when kind of looking at things, I do see a lot of those coupon affiliates that you say. I mean, we've got some right here.
Sure.
I know those names.
Yep. So what you're looking at here is 6 of the top coupon affiliate websites that are out there, and these are names that I'm sure most of the audience is familiar with. Mm-hmm. And you could see just with these 6 that they're getting over 60 million monthly visits from just the word coupon and promo, and over 940,000 different keywords that they're ranking for. Mm-hmm. So coupon and promo are the highest volume from our experience, mm-hmm. But then there's also a long tail of those types of discount keywords. So other keywords like deal, offer, discount. Mm-hmm. Then there's the old cheap, which our clients have mixed opinions on, but has a massive amount of search volume around. So I guess the takeaway is, this is a huge area. These websites and many more are getting a ton of monthly search volume from mostly branded coupon search terms. Mm-hmm. And you can just get a sense for the volume right here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got massive numbers there, and if you're doing a search for coupons, right, whether just a kind of a high level or like long tail keyword, just in your everyday searching, I mean, just myself alone, I've seen the numbers stacked up against it. Like I said, there's a lot of other words beyond that. There's a lot left on the table that people could actually be going for. So, how about you? Let's elaborate on this.
Yeah, I mean, the takeaway that we have at Thrive is that generally these affiliates are winning when it comes to SEO and coupons, and that means brands are losing. Mm-hmm. And what you have is a situation where the brands are earning these monthly search volumes by creating awareness of their brand and a loyal shopper base.
Yep.
And then a lot of these affiliates are coming in on SEO and sort of like dovetailing on the brand's success, getting people to search for the brand. Many of those shoppers were already on the brand's website. Mm-hmm. So now part of the affiliate marketing campaign isn't really optimized because it's people that are coming in from their a brand search terms. Some of the other problems are that you lose a lot of control over who sees what offer. I know, at least among our clients, it's very important to show different shoppers, different channels, mm-hmm. different segments of shoppers, different types of offers. When you lose an SEO, you lose the ability to control what the shopper sees. If, Billy gets an email offer because he hasn't shopped on a specific website for a year and they want to get him back, now that could become the top offer on one of these coupon sites that everyone's going to see. So you lose control over what these shoppers are seeing. And ultimately, that causes brand damage. You have sort of a third party that's jumping into the middle of a shopping funnel where you're trying to convert the customer, and now you're kind of at the whim of a third-party site and what they're going to show them, and there are always issues with competitors appearing on these sites and people leaving or getting frustrated. And ultimately, it results in a big lost revenue opportunity when the codes work and the content is clean and expected from a shopper's point of view. The conversion rates are strong and there isn't that lost revenue opportunity. And then sort of the last point is, you're going to waste money on commissions that you probably don't need to pay, and it's doing your shopper justice. Your shoppers trust you as a brand, and if they find better deals outside, they may lose trust. And also, a lot of times, from what our clients share with us, the codes don't often work, and it can be very frustrating to do all this exploration, if you will, and not find anything that actually works. You get upset with the brand you're buying from.
Exactly. I mean, it's happened multiple times. It happens less now that I'm in the industry, but I remember, either looking for a product or something. It's like, oh, okay, well, I like this product. Can I save some money? All right, let me go to a website. And back then, I mean, one case, I'm thinking back before I did, marketing or SEO, right? So I probably landed on, it's probably like Retail Me Not or something like that. Just one of these sites. Tons of coupon codes, right? Oh, all right, great. This one says I can save like $25. It's sometimes they use like an upvote system or whatever, right? It says people say it works. All right, let me go use that. So I add the product, everything in before Chrome autofill existed, and it didn't work. So like you said, that brand damage for me was the fact I just spent my time. I put everything in, and now this coupon doesn't work. But the thing is, I didn't attribute it to the coupon site per se. I figured, well, the brand must have given them this coupon because I was a bit naive at the time about the affiliate side of things, and so I didn't realize that maybe 90% of people saying it worked, maybe that wasn't the case. But what the end result was in that case was that I looked at the brand unfavorably. So, did I buy? Do I go elsewhere? Maybe I just had such a bad experience. I'm going to go find somebody else, right? So yeah, it does have that real world effect that sometimes you can go ahead and forget about. So jumping on from there, what we have here is to kind of reiterate the point about why this matters. So what we have here is a chart with kind of some click-through rate values. A lot of times everyone says you got to be on page 1 to win, because who goes to page 2? Very desperate people in search of homework answers. That's typically the case I find for myself. But here's what this chart says, right? So let's think about it this way. If you're not ranking, like say you're ranking, maybe you're 5. Well, your click-through value based on this, it's not really that high, right? You look at the others, it's okay. That's not great. If you rank in number 1 here, your click-through rate's about 30%. So what that should tell you is that say you're in rank 2, right? All right, you're doing pretty good. You put in a little bit of work there, but maybe you haven't really gone for it. You're like, hey, this is nice. I'm comfortable here. But the reality is, second spot's about 15% click-through rate. So you could you literally 2x your value just by getting that number 1 spot. So even if you're number 2, guys, you want to spend the effort to try to get number 1 there. And if you're not in number 2, if you're not in number 3, you want to get up there, because as you can see here from this chart, the click-through rate matters. And when you're talking hundreds or thousands on monthly search value, I mean, just run the numbers against your conversion rates, and you'll see how valuable that is.
Yeah, and I can add that we've had some clients at Thrive that once they do get up to the number 1 spot, they've successfully tested eliminating the paid search ad, which they often run around a lot of their branded terms. So not only does it get you a 2x on click-through rate, but also it could really reduce how much you have to spend in paid search around your own brand, and you're getting the same, all that same traffic will click on the number one position.
Exactly. And then you go and if they want, they can take that. Either you save the money, which is great, or maybe another unbranded term or something, right? It essentially lifts up the whole company, when you're winning there. So, all right, moving on from there, what we got are we want to just go ahead and talk about two main types of keywords that are going on here. So we have what we call brand discount, and then we have non-brand plus discount. So with a non-brand, let's see here, or with a brand plus discount, it's any form of a brand name plus a discount keyword. So, you've got, let's see, you have GameStop coupon or something like that, right? It's something like that. It's your brand name plus coupon promo, anything like that. Pretty upfront. It's your main brand, and then we have your non-brand. So that's a product, a category, maybe a service, anything like that. It's still attached to a discount keyword, but it's usually a little bit harder to go after. Maybe it's not as apparent. But that's how we're going to break it down, right? It's those two. So with that being said, we do have a couple of examples, right? We've got AutoZone coupon or Macy's promo code, maybe a Shoe Carnival discount, Nordstrom deals, and Sephora discount. So here's all some examples of some keywords you can think about. And then we have our non-brand. So shoe deals, right? Pretty lofty goal right there. Blazer coupons, sandal promos, Adidas shoe discounts. Because maybe you're a store that just sells, you sell footwear. So Adidas for you, you're not Adidas, but that's it's a non-brand keyword that you can go after. Or, swimsuit offers and things of that nature. So you do have these different keywords, and all of these are available to you to go after, right, Scott?
Yeah, we always see, I think you mentioned, Cody, that we see a lot of search volume around the branded terms. In fact, the branded discount terms are usually the number one highest area of SEO volume for any brand, regardless of your promotional strategy. And then there's a huge long tail, like you mentioned, of these non-brand plus discount keywords, usually in the thousands of keywords for each of our clients that we like to target.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we have an example here of one, and so you can see that we have QVC coupons, and so we're going to give you, the second bit, right? We see all this. So, Scott, I'll let you take it away right here.
Sure. This is a good example of a big brand that I'm sure everyone's heard of that's losing. They're not on the first page. All of the sites with the arrows are affiliate sites. So when a shopper finds and lands on one of these pages, which almost 100% of these searches will, when that shopper comes back to QVC, if they come back, there's going to be a commission that's owed on that shopper, that sale. So that's a good example of some significant search volume that's all going to third parties.
Yeah, it's lost. It's something that was on the table. They weren't winning. Yeah, we have a case of winning here.
Yep, and here's Steinmart, who has a really well-optimized space on their website, and they have 50,000 monthly searches around Steinmart coupons, and they're number one, and they even have some site links showing up, which can help increase click-through rates as well. So they're just a quick example of someone that's winning right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows the difference, right? You don't see all those, there's not a big, long list of 4 or 5 people right there. You're right there. So everything that was on the table, well, they're number one. And like you said, when we went back to brand damage or things like that, unnecessary stuff, they don't really have to worry about that in this case because they're winning.
Right.
All right, so we talked about some brands, some discounts. We showed you a few keywords like that. But we also have non-brand plus discount. And I know when it comes to that, non-brand keywords, right, that's not the low-hanging fruit, right? That's where it gets a bit hard. It can look a bit daunting. So we have an example here, and we'll go ahead and show you, kind of what's going on. Well, it's not great.
No, it's not. I mean, there are video games in this example that we chose is a popular category for consumers, and you'll see here that around a lot of these non-brand plus discount words, it's mainly affiliates. So you'll see that the top 5 here are all affiliates, and there's some low-hanging fruit here. As a shopper, I'd much rather find a place that has some of the coupons on a site that I can actually use them on, instead of having to hunt and peck all through the web, wondering if these codes might work and where I could buy this thing. So this is a good example of, not low-hanging fruit, but with a really good SEO strategy, you might be able to win some of these. And we'll talk about later in the webinar, we'll talk about the benefits to why, this particular area we feel is really important.
Exactly. I mean, as you said, it's an important area. And because of that, we can go through and show you kind of what it looks like when you win, because everybody wants to win at the SERP game right here. So here we have Blazer coupons. Nice non-branded term, hard one to go after, and yet here's this company right here. They're winning, and they're winning over affiliates for a non-brand keyword right there.
Yeah, this is Charles Turwitt. They have a dedicated page on their site that serves up, Blazer coupons and promos, and this shows that it's possible, right? It's like you said earlier, Cody. It's not that easy. You need to really have strong SEO strategies in place to do this, but it's possible. And Google has shown, which is important for Thrive and its clients, Google has shown that it will rank the brands that are selling these products if they have really well optimized content and proper SEO strategies in place over these massive multi-billion-dollar coupon affiliate websites. So this is not only just a small example, but it's more symbolic that it's definitely possible to win these.
Yeah, and I think one thing that stands out for this for myself is the fact that nobody may have known about this company right here, right? They may have just been Blazer. Well, now you've been here, you found a nice Blazer, you got a discount, you bought it. But the most important thing is there's that opportunity for brand loyalty. So I can think of a case for myself where it was like games related. It was a while ago, right? I was looking for coupons, kind of same experience. Nothing really works. I found one site that had a coupon page. It was relevant. Everything was like up to date. It's like, all right, I'll try it. And the coupon worked. And since that point, I mean, it's been 5 years now that I've had an account. I don't go back and I don't search for that. I go directly to the website because I know I had that good experience. It works. So not only are you winning here on that the SEO game, but you've got that customer retention now where they're going to keep coming back because they know, hey, things are working out for me. So kind of going from there, then we'll go ahead and we'll jump into brand opportunity right now after kind of laying out a foundation. So let's dive right on in. So what we have here is we've got a two-prong approach, right? We've told you how valuable everything is. You can see the value there. You're like, all right, well, how do I do that? So let me talk about the brand and discount side of things, right? By using strategies, by going after these things, what can you expect to see? Well, you can protect your brand. You get to improve your shopper experience. Personally, I've seen how that plays out. Reduce affiliate fees because, hey, that's more income for yourself. You get to control what offers shoppers see, as we discussed earlier, with the fact that maybe someone puts on a coupon, it doesn't work, it's just some brand damage, and then you also get to leverage that data from what you see coming in. So really, for a lot of people, the data is going to be the most important part. From that, you can decide, oh, you know what, certain products sell a little bit more when we have coupons, maybe they're a heftier price. We can leverage that now. We know, all right, if we push for this, we'll be set. And then we have our non-brand plus discount, which I'll let Scott speak to.
Yeah, so these terms, around your products, around your brands, and the categories that you walked through before, Cody, we look at these like their customer acquisition. These are shoppers that they know they want, the video game, that they're wanting to buy. They're obviously looking for a discount, so they may be higher intent than a normal shopper, but they don't know where they're going to buy it from. So we look at this as a customer acquisition opportunity, first and foremost. Like I said, these shoppers are higher intent than the average shopper. If they're searching for a discount, they're just more, they're more prone to buying something just naturally from the nature of the search. And there's also similar data opportunity there when you're winning that search. You're able to see what they're looking for, what they're clicking on. When they come in from the Retail Me Nots of the world, all you see is that code trying to be applied in the shopping cart, and you lose track of a lot of the things you can take advantage of. If they're in the four walls of your website.
Exactly. And look, you want that data. Let's get away from stuff like that where it's just you don't have anything working for you, right? You're losing out on that. So, in summary, we can win to protect brand and reestablish control. We've shown how that's important. And, for a lot of cases, even almost a little bit bigger is win to attract new shoppers. Look, you get those new shoppers in, you get that customer loyalty, that lifetime value increases, and we all want that. So, diving in a little bit, right, we discussed that. We'll go ahead and talk about just regaining control.
Yeah, so this is one of our actionable SEO strategies that all the SEOs on the call could actually do something about now that we've framed out a little bit about, what's out there, why it's important. So obviously for Thrive, this is our, one of our core products, but you create a coupons page. You know that shoppers are searching for your brand, and obviously the search volumes are going to differ for every brand, but we know that it's usually the top area of search for any brand. So back, maybe in the year 2000 when this was all new, and shoppers thought they were tricking the system by going to some of the third-party sites, you didn't want to have a coupons page because you didn't want to show shoppers that. But everyone already knows that. I think, Cody, you pointed out that 97% of shoppers are searching. So you see that in the data, but you also see that in the monthly search volumes. So those are consistent, which tell you that it's time to have a coupons page because you have to address the shopper where they're actually trying to play. And we'll talk about sort of the importance of the optimized user experience. If it's a text-based page that's hard to read and has a lot of manual content, then it's not really what it's going to wow a shopper. It's going to turn them away, if anything. We've seen some sites that put the coupon text there and say they don't offer coupons or they don't want to show shoppers coupons, which again is obviously not really giving the shopper what he or she is looking for.
Did it match their intent?
It's counter to their intent. So if you do decide to launch a coupons page, obviously the copy and the structure of the copy is critical. You want to look at all your different keywords from your branded keywords and your non-branded keywords, and make sure your copy is all structured so you know how Google is going to be reading those keywords. And the other two things I think you can touch on a little bit, Cody.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are deep in the SEO space as well.
Definitely. So the internal linking strategy I think is one of probably the most important ones. I'll tell you why, right? So if you guys are out there doing anything with backlinking, it's the worst part of SEO. I'm just going to say it. I had to do that for a time. It was not my favorite bit at all because, think about it, right? A client or you yourself, right? You want this product, right? You want that product to rank well. It's got a good price point. You make a decent profit off of it. Of course, you'd like to see that ranking number one. So you go and you're like, all right, well, let me see if I can get anybody to put a backlink to this product. From when I was doing it, guess what? Nobody really wants to just link to a product. And if they do, they want to see, hey, do you have an affiliate program so I can make a little something? Which brings us right back to the problem. All right, people are tapping into that revenue. So what do you do in that case? Well, if you're going backlinking, why not create a nice blog post about one of these things that you're looking to sell, right? Maybe it's camping equipment. So you go through and you review tents and everything. You've actually used these tents. You're going in, so you get a backlink to that. Well, what you do is you go ahead and you throw. I mean, this is an old tactic, but the thing is, it really works. Go ahead and throw that coupons page into, throw a link right in there into that blog post. Go back through, look at some of your older blog posts that you know still get a lot of traffic. Just any page gets decent amount of traffic. It's evergreen content, it's strong. And if you have something relevant there, you know, hey, this is about, again, talking about tents in this example. We have tents. Well, we've got this tent coupon page. Let's put it in there. Let equity flow down. Let your customers who are already going there see that, and it's just another case of of winning there. As I said, I know that's one of the areas that can be difficult, but it really works. You know, when you see it sometimes out there too.
Yeah, we actually, it's a good point. And at Thrive, one of our clients in the auto space has done that successfully. So they have a pretty robust how-to section on their website that talks about, car batteries and windshield wipers. It sort of it mirrors the important product categories that they sell against. And they've been successful in linking to different coupons pages in our experience that are relevant to the topic. So if it's a car batteries blog, at the bottom they might put a backlink to, check out our car battery deals here, and it's a link to that page. And when we started working on that with them, we saw a lot of success develop over time. And if it's just part of the overall SEO strategy, you'll start to see those types of category pages for your discount keywords starting to pop, such that I think if you search now for car battery coupons, they're in the #1 organic position for that, and that's kind of one of the key tactics that they use to get there.
So yeah, you've really seen it work. And just to touch on structured data real quick, I always look. If you go through Google's guidelines and some of the schema that you can use, just look through. I mean, some of that stuff is going to be relevant there. You do have images here. Even in this case, we have a few images that show. I know, was it Gary recently at PubCon? I think it was PubCon said, image search really important. People are looking for things now. Maybe for some products it doesn't make sense, but for others it does. But if you mark those images up, use the right schema tags. Who knows? Maybe someone coming in through finding an image, they're looking for something, sees a product, they're like, hey, that's great, let me go there. It takes you right to that coupon page. You check the view source and it works out. So just as in a general, go ahead and look through what seems relevant, what may work. Don't discount that. It's just another area where you can try to win a little bit in. So going from that regaining control, taking that back, we've got the really key part of attracting new shoppers, right? Because that's what we want. We want to win in organic so that we can get new people in.
Yeah, so we didn't start with this when the promotion solution that we've developed launched, but we saw the same keyword opportunities that you laid out earlier, Cody. So if you look at the image that says categories in the middle of the page, that's actually a little screenshot from one of our clients, and those categories are all separate pages from Google's perspective, and they're all targeting some of those different types of keywords that you mentioned earlier. And you can have a multiple page structure that goes after different sets of these keywords, because it's really hard to go after every keyword you want, using one page. So we find that the multi-page structure is good for sort of the brand plus discount and then the non-brand plus discount. It also gives more flexibility if you're doing some of the internal linking strategies you mentioned. It gives you a better way to target different pages with different content and links. And you'll know, just from, and I'm sure all the SEOs know this better than we do, but having a system internally that allows you to update that content on those pages is critical. Google wants to see fresh, content on pages, lots of engagement, and around the promotion space, at least a lot of the clients before we started working with them, they had sort of manual, static pages that weren't updated very often. Shoppers don't love it. I've seen examples where deals have expired, a month or two prior to the date that the shopper is looking. So these are all the important things on the structure and sort of the content on the page, because you really need a perfect SEO strategy and execution to win. And you can touch a little bit more on the SEO, sort of the research behind it.
I mean, one thing I'll point out, like you said, with the static pages, in some cases maybe you don't have full control over that, and so you have to wait, and yet maybe deals expire. Using this as an example, so being able to be a little bit more proactive about that definitely helps. So, on the other side here, right, we've got a nice view from Conductor showing keywords. We've got our values and everything. Just on the keyword research side of things, go through, document. If you have a brand terms are easy to kind of go through and identify just your brand plus promo, brand plus coupon, things like that. Non-branded, you just go through, well, what am I selling, what categories? It's important. For one, use that to leverage and see, all right, where's the search volume at? Maybe something's got 10, maybe something's got 500. Go for the 500. I think, we all get that. And then you can use that, this just your multi-page structure to help guide you towards that, to use that as the focus. Like we talked about that internal linking in the blog posts, it makes much more sense to be able to say, instead of just link to a general coupons page, to link to a page that you've designed for, as we said in our previous example, tints. So instead of just coupons, you have tint coupons. Maybe you have, one-person tint coupons, and you have that page built out because you've looked around and you're like, hey, there's volume here. So be sure to go ahead and be doing that keyword research. I know sometimes it's just a process, but that's where you're really going to set your foundation for figuring out what to target. And with that, be thinking ahead, right? Seasonal SEO strategies. I think one of the common things said is for most companies that win when it comes to like Christmas, when they're starting their holiday guides and things like that and working on them, they're starting that in June or July. They're not starting, well, I hope you're not starting like the week before Christmas. So in my agency life, I did have a client say, all right, we're ready to tackle Black Friday. It's like, it's like a week before Black Friday, right? They're like, yeah. Needless to say, that didn't go over quite as well for them because they waited a while. So even on the seasonal side, when you're doing your keyword research, you might as well just be prepared to throw in stuff like Black Friday or, I don't know, it's Christmas or it's July 4th or something. If you're selling American flags, then maybe that makes sense. Go for July 4th. Think about these things ahead of time. Have a calendar set up and really go for it. And then, be sure to be tracking this. You want to see how you're improving. Are you winning there? If you're going through this, you should be winning. So with that said, right, we've talked a little bit about kind of some strategies, things, the importance of it. So you've won at SEO. You're rank 1. You're up there. You've made it. So, do you let things slide? Well, no. There's more to do after that. So as we say with this, SEO success leads to bigger opportunity. For search engine optimization, right, the biggest thing is that's getting people into the front door. Once they're in the front door, it's passed off. Most SEOs they're focused on that because maybe they're not doing CRO or there's a team for that. So the biggest takeaway right here for me, because I've dabbled a little bit in conversion rate optimization and stuff like that, because increasing organic revenue is on my plate. Maximize conversion. So once you have those people in the door, start looking through. Maybe you can make use of like heat mapping or stuff like that to see how people are interacting, or your page load's good. Are things apparent? You got good call to action. You want to be focusing on that after you get them in the door to make sure that you're maximizing all that conversion so that you're winning, right? Because if they come into your page and it's not abundantly clear where the coupon is, how to use it, for those different multi-page structures, is it apparent that yes, this is what I want. This is the specific tint that I'm looking for, and there's the coupon. So for me personally, that's one of the ones that stands out the most because I've done it, is just maximizing that conversion. But obviously, we have some other elements here, Scott. So I'll let you tackle it.
Sure. And on the conversion note, in the coupon space, shoppers are used to a pretty common user experience. So we find that sort of giving them a familiar experience, to your point, making sure that they're not teaching themselves how to navigate around a page and use a code, that's part of maximizing conversion. So I agree that that's probably the one single most important thing. we successfully see our clients trying to drive traffic to stores. So we'll touch on a particular strategy a little bit later on, I think the next slide or the slide after that, on how to put content on your store pages. But this part of the bigger opportunity is really like if you want to have an omni-channel offer, a barcode or QR code, or maybe putting an Apple Wallet offer up there, you can drive a shopper from web and mobile, which is where a lot of in-store transactions start on web and mobile. I think I remember a stat, it was something like 90% of all in-store transactions start with a search online. So if you have your own in-store offer that you want to promote, you could do that, in this experience. This would be relevant. We've got clients that, sort of use unique barcodes so that they know, they came from this experience versus somewhere else. Sometimes our clients will say that, they make more money from a shopper that, maybe is in the store and sees 2 or 3 other things they want to buy than just a random online purchase. So that could be a specific goal for a lot of our clients. We also use it as an opportunity to collect shopper data. So if they're coming to your site, if you've won that shopper back, instead of just coming in from a third party at the end of the funnel, you could do things that require inputting shopper data. So could you require an email address or a birth date or some other field that adds value in your future marketing efforts, just to get the promo code. They may not use it, but they've already given you that information, which is great. So that adds value in the future. We have clients that really focus on increasing the average order value. So if you're giving out, if you're winning the customer and you're giving a promotion, you could decide if there are rules to using that promotion. Are there spending requirements that are above and beyond what the normal customer spends on your website? Because if you make those what we call spending threshold offers, now all of a sudden you're reducing brand damage and increasing control and all the benefits we talked about, reducing commissions, and now you're actually getting the shopper to spend more money than he or she otherwise would have, which is sort of the gravy here. And then the last thing is ultimately, when you get these shoppers to a centralized place, use it to improve your promotion strategy. Promotions could be your best friend, it could be your worst enemy, and it really depends on how well defined your strategy is. And are you tracking what people are clicking on? Are you tracking the average order values for different promotions? Do you understand, how these promotions wind up affecting your top and your bottom line? Like I said, when they come in from a third party at the very end, not only are all the sort of the damage is already done, but it's costing you money, but you're also not having any sort of improvement in your promotion strategy. You're not learning anything. So you could use the SEO success as sort of a way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it just leads to a lot of areas. I know, like, driving traffic in store, right? Like you mentioned about that. I talk to a lot about SEOs, and that's one thing. Well, how can I, how can I let them know that the efforts I've made and put in actually have an impact on the local store level, or just getting those email addresses, right? Help your email marketing team out. It all comes together and helps marketing as a whole. So all right, what do we have there, right? So strong SEO, it helps facilitate that omni-channel promotion, conversion, and revenue goals. You talked about that a little bit later on. So we've seen, like, all right, there's value here. So kind of some takeaways. The strategy, quality SEO content, right? We hear a lot about quality content with SEO. It's said quite often. What the tactic is, well, you optimize your on-site experience, you get higher online conversions. We've kind of talked about that with the coupons, multi-structure pages, going after the right words, improving those pages, and really providing a better experience. Google's big on user experience, and you see these coupon codes and from RetailMeNots and places like that, and they don't always work. So, put the time in. Get some content, whether it's, start with your coupon page like we talked about, get that's your foundation, and then go create some quality blog posts that answer the intents of people, that help people out who are looking for those deals. Throw that link on in there, right? You want that higher conversion. And then local. As we said, with local, you want to be able to attribute, if you can, hey, somebody saw this on the internet because we were ranking well. They came into the store and they bought. Well, you don't see that in Google Analytics, so how do we make sure that, SEOs are actually, you guys want the credit for the work that you've done, right? So store page promotions. And Scott, I'm going to let you guys talk about this because this, I think, is one of the cool elements of what you have.
Yeah, so we've seen, at least among our client base, that the better SEO optimized sites have individual store pages for each one of their stores. Typically, they're somewhat barren pages. They have maps and hours and directions and maybe events, maybe not, but there's not a whole lot of information on these pages. One really cool thing that can be done here is pushing the in-store only offers onto those pages. That does a few things for you. That gives you more content, something else that Google sees that it will like. It adds engagement to the page as well, which Google likes. And our clients actually use some of our tools to set up different barcodes. So if you want to know if a customer is going to the store to buy something using an offer, traditionally there's no way to know if they came from a digital channel, but you could actually use a separate barcode for that offer and put it on that store page. So now when you do your barcode reconciliation, you know, okay, this group of shoppers came from this set of store pages on our website. So it's really good. Obviously, we think that it creates additional revenue just from usage of the in-store offers themselves.
Yeah.
But also that attribution is really helpful to let, as you said, different teams take different credit for driving different types of sales. So that could be like a really great way to do that. And then the last one is personalizing promotions, and this is something that you need some advanced capabilities to do, but at the end of the day, we're all different. We all have, as shoppers, we all have different intents. We all have different things we're searching for. We all have different pages that we might have been on the website before we arrived at this coupons experience. So if there's a way to do, and Thrive's system actually has something new around machine learning that is looking into this and serving up personalized promotions, and this is a way where the content being served to the shopper is something that's relevant to what they're searching for. And that's sort of taking SEO and conversion optimization to the next level, because now you're serving something contextually relevant to what maybe Cody was looking for in that backpack. So that we saw Cody on these backpack pages, then he comes back to the coupons page, and Cody would probably guess correctly that backpack offer is going to be the first offer that's shown, because we know that's what he's looking for. So there's that opportunity to do that if you own the SEO and you own the shopper experience on your site.
Perfect. Well, as you can see, there's strategies. Every aspect here, you can use that, really drive revenue. And hey, at the end of the day, your managers, your bosses, they're all happy. So, let's take a look at the key takeaways here, right? What's the what? There's a large volume opportunity, right? There's a large opportunity to win on these branded terms, these non-branded terms. It may look daunting at first, especially when you're looking at non-branded, but we've shown cases where, hey, you can do it, you can win. And we've also shown cases where people, they aren't focusing on their brands, and they're leaving so much on the table when they have such an opportunity to take that and really, in a sense, they can control the conversation that they have, and they don't have to rely on others skimming a little off the top and offering, a poor user experience. The how, we went through keyword research, right? It's a basic element, but that really helps you set your foundation for everything else, knowing what to go off of. Have your content set. You want that quality. Have a user experience that really works. Use that multi-page structure to really help. You don't want that just the generic coupons page. You want something that it's nice, right? You can find exactly what you want. And as we said, like the internal linking, throw it in a blog post that's doing well. As the more, the closely related the multi-page structure you're using, right? Again, we're one-person tints. You throw that in there, you can help those pages win. So that's the how. And Scott, I'll leave you with the why.
Sure. So we see this whole area as sort of a Trojan horse, right? If you do well in SEO, that in and of itself is great, but it leads to, really important KPIs that a lot of these brands have really big responsibilities around on their own P&Ls. So, increasing conversion and revenue ultimately, both online and in store. And at the same time you're doing that by winning in SEO, you're improving, you're furthering your brand protection. You're not letting third parties jump in, and you're improving the shopper experience, which, they'll ultimately be happy and, more loyal to you for doing.
Exactly. All important things. Well, with that said, we've gone through it, and we're going to go ahead and take a look for some questions here. So let's see. Pulling up the first one. All right. Do you think a site with strong domain authority can outrank affiliate sites where their content is predominantly offer, coupon, and deals? Scott, I'll let you take your first stab at this because this is what we've been talking about right here.
Sure. Yeah, it's the quintessential question, right? If the answer is no, then we all should just go home. But yeah, I think the answer is a strong yes. However, you need to be almost perfect, right? So when you look at all of the important SEO factors around ranking, things like content and structure and page loading speed and engagement on the page, these are all critical. So you almost need a perfect scorecard. You want to make sure that pages on your site are not competing with the page that is trying to win in search. So there's no doorway content, and you need all A's basically to win on this on your SEO report card. But if you have that, it's definitely possible. It's a fierce area of search where there's a lot of money up for grabs, but we've seen that Google does favor first parties over third parties, but in this particular area, you need to be almost perfect.
Yeah, and I'll tack onto that, right? It can be daunting, right? You see a lot of these affiliates out there. There's just tons. Everybody's got an affiliate deal. You have your CNETs, you have your NerdWallets, you have things like that. But like I said, if you're on your game and you really focus and you have a clear strategy, you can do it. Because a lot of these places, especially the coupon sites, they've got a formula, they knock it out, and they go along, and they just do it in mass. So when you really focus on things and you use some of the strategies we talk about, that's one that's coming in. You can win that right there. So definitely believe it's possible. All right, moving on to another question. You mentioned the high volume of searches and keywords that coupon affiliates are ranking for, but how large of a category is it for any one brand? You answer that one, Scott.
Sure. So it is typically, from our experience, the largest category. A lot of brands have different promotional strategies. Some will say that they want to be less promotional, which then they're going to need controls to do that. Some will be more promotional. So the actual search volumes tend to vary client by client, brand by brand. But for almost every brand, even the less promotional brands that we've seen, and when you think about it, it makes sense, right? Like, what are shoppers of that brand going to be searching for? The keywords, like we said earlier, the coupon, the promo, discount deal, offer, those are always, when you put those together, the number one or number two highest category of searches for any brand, no matter what the strategy is.
Perfect. All right, what do we got? We have another question. Have any of your clients gotten traction in the non-brand space, ranking amongst the affiliates? I know ours have, and I think you also have. I think you can speak a little bit better to it being more in there, especially with the coupon aspect. So I'll let you take a stab at this one.
Yeah, we've had the clients that are, I would say, focused on the strategies that we talked about. So strong internal linking, linking from blogs, how-to. You could be creative and link from relevant category pages or product sale pages to the coupon, the equivalent page. So I guess the caveat is the answer is yes. We've seen a lot of success around things like car batteries and blazers and kids' shoes and all different types of product categories like that. I would say a lot of the success has come from those that are employing really good linking strategies that Google sees and respects. And it is possible. It does take, in our experience, it takes a little bit longer to win those keywords. Because you don't have that sort of brand authority that you're driving off of from your site, but it's definitely possible to do. And I think the medium and large websites have an advantage to doing that over like a really small website. It might be a little bit more difficult to win those.
Yeah, and I'll tack on to that just on like the strategy side of things. Like you said, the internal linking. One of the best things you can do is really focus on that, and you probably have a good amount of control over that. Working with your developers or maybe you yourself, really think through how your internal linking strategy is set up. If you really focus on that, that's one of the key areas. I mean, there's quality content. There's looking at those competitors and looking at their page speed or their technical or things like that. But in my experience and just kind of the experience with the our team members over here of our managed services that they have, some of the clients they've helped win in these areas. Internal linking is one of the biggest areas that I see there. Alrighty, moving on. Got one last question here. Any suggestions for making a strong coupon/deal page? And then we'll leave this as the last question right there. So, Scott, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of a lot of what we went over on the SEO strategy side. So, what we normally do is we start with the keyword research. As Cody pointed out earlier, there are lots of keywords to go after. You can use a system like Searchlight to figure out what are those keywords, what are the monthly search volumes, and that really should drive your content strategy. So when we put our multi-page structure together, we kind of break it down. So each page goes after a specific set of keywords that we're kind of backing into based on the search opportunities and the likelihood of winning. And then you want to sort of make sure you have a clean structure so that Google, can know what's the header, what's the H1, the H2, the meta description, the canonical tags. Everything has to be clean. And I guess, on the other side of it is making sure that the user experience is really strong and preferably conventional to what that coupon search is looking for. So again, coming up with some crazy, user experience is probably not a good idea in a space that there's so much history around what shoppers are searching for in this area. So giving that really good traditional experience, what they know what to do when they get there, I think those are the elements you want to focus on, from the SEO side and on the other side when they finally get to your site.
Yeah, exactly. You focus on that user experience. Really have it simple so that people it's easy for them to accomplish the task that they have. And again, that page structure of doing targeted towards stuff that has value, instead of just that generic coupon page. I mean, you have all coupons, but going down. And give it some content that's helpful, right? A lot of times we see category pages, you just throw some stuff up that's kind of boilerplate, but put some thought in that. What may people really be looking for? Can I help them with this? And if you do those things, and lastly, a takeaway, it's always good to look at what your competitors are doing. You have somebody that's like really doing well, take a look. What can you take from there? Document some things about them and then say, okay, we know their page speed is bad, we can do better. We know it's bad user experience, we can do better. If you go after those things, you're going to win. Well, with that being said, we thank you guys for your time today and joining us. Hopefully if you weren't doing coupons, you're looking at it now and saying, we need to do this. And if you did them in the past, but you're not doing them any longer, hopefully this opened up your eyes a bit to say, hey, you know what? There's value here. Let me go make a case. The strategies that we've given you guys, that we've set you up for success. So, Cody over here from Conductor, really thank you guys for joining. And Scott, thank you also. Any last comments?
No, this was a lot of fun. Thanks to Conductor for organizing this, and appreciated the questions, and this was a fun topic. So, yeah, signing off. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.